So when it comes to having a glow up, certain things are just way better than others. So today I'm going to walk you through a list of glow up items that are the best things you can do as a guy to improve your looks, your health, and your fitness. So without yapping too much, let's just get straight into this list. Now, first off on this list is cardio. And I would say that cardio is probably one of the best things you can do to increase your vascularity for just general health and for your heart and lungs, which are so important. Now, would I consider it an S tier? No, because cardio is good, sure, but it's not like you're gonna die without it. It's not like you're gonna wither without it. There are so many bodybuilders out there, just great looking bodybuilders who just admit that they hate cardio. So, cardio is probably gonna be a solid C tier. It's not essential to life, but at the same time, it's not something you should ignore completely. So, cardio is just gonna sit in the C tier. Now, moving on, we have diet. And diet, depending on if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight or maintain weight, it's just something that you have to pay attention to regardless. If you're serious about your fitness in the gym, your diet is probably the best thing you can invest in. Now, diet is very important. But the real question is it an A tier importance or an S tier importance? And this is gonna sound really controversial, but the thing is that diet, like some people have horrible diets and yet they still look lean. So it all comes down to metabolism in essence. But on the surface, you may look good, but when it comes to your blood work, for example, you may be deficient in vitamins and minerals. So regardless if you have a fast metabolism or a slow metabolism, you just have to have a good diet. And next up is fragrance. Now this one is just a bit funny because I just purchased a new cologne like a couple days ago. So I'm just feeling that hype from the new perfume. Now the thing is, fragrance is actually a powerful tool because one, you smell good. So you smell yourself and you think, damn, I smell good. But the other part of it is that other people smell you too, which means that you get treated better, depending on if you smell good, of course. If you have a good fragrance, a long-lasting fragrance at that as well. So fragrance is actually a pretty powerful tool. And for any guy just looking to glow up mentally or physically or just get more attention, I'd actually think that fragrance is an A tier aspect to that. So we're gonna throw this in A tier. Okay, now moving on. The fourth one is the gym. And this one doesn't need any explanation. If you've seen a skinny guy or if you've seen a overweight guy, which one would you pick? Now there's also this debate that, okay, do you want to be aesthetic? Do you want to be bulky? And it's actually a bit more trending to be more of the aesthetic body type. So that means people who are lean, a bit muscular, but not too muscular. And you can look it up on YouTube. Like a lot of guys did surveys and they found out that the aesthetic, like lean guy with a slight bit of muscle is actually the most attractive body type. So when it comes to the gym, your looks, the halo effect, the effect where you get treated better if you look better, I would actually give the gym an S tier spot just because it has the potential to change your life in so many ways. How you dress, how your clothes fit, how you get treated by people. So this is just gonna go straight into the S tier. Now, moving on, we have something that is very important nowadays, which is hair. Now, hair has been something you just have on your hair. Like for example, in the 1900s, people didn't do tapers, they didn't do fades or anything like that. They didn't have mullets or drop fades. But nowadays, it has become so much more important to have a clean cut, a nice looking taper, a nice looking fade, or just a unique hairstyle that accentuates your best features. So hair is a pretty important thing, but sadly I wouldn't put it in S tier. It's gonna have to go in the A tier. Apart with Apart from fragrance, hair is actually pretty powerful, but it's not S tier, unfortunately. So hygiene, it's a no-brainer. It's something essential. Every guy should have it. I mean, if you walk around if you walk around smelling like shit, no one's gonna wanna be near you or talk to you. So hygiene is just a no-brainer. It's just S tier. It shouldn't even be on this list, to be honest, because let's be real, it's a basic thing that every guy should be doing. It's the fundamental of everything. If you don't have good hygiene, you don't need to worry about fragrance. You don't need to worry about your diet or your gym. You need to have good hygiene for anything to work on this list. Okay, so jewelry is coming in at the next place. Now, here's the thing. Jewelry is a pretty powerful tool. I have personally seen more difference from it before. So, honestly, I just place jewelry in B tier. Because yes, it's powerful, but it's not game changing or life changing. I mean, if you put on a bracelet, sure, it looks good, you feel good, but it's not something crazy. It's just something you add, it's a touch. Now, mewing. Okay, I can't believe people still think about mewing. I mean, apart from proper tongue posture and not breathing through your mouth, I don't think mewing is really necessary. Like, I don't do mewing. I just chew gum. I breathe through my nose. I eat a lot of hard foods, so not too much processed foods. And I have a pretty good jawline. Like, I don't think you need to hold your tongue against the roof of your mouth for 8 hours a day to look like Chico Lakowski. It doesn't work like that, right? So mewing is, unfortunately, just gonna go into the D tier, sadly. So, okay. Skincare is next on the list. Now, skincare is a bit controversial because for guys, it can be something very important, or for other guys, they just wash their face with soap and water and their skin looks flawless. So ultimately, it just depends. If you have oily hair, if you're prone to breakouts, certain people, they're just not affected by that. So skincare is really something you have to choose. I mean, if you have good skin, why worry? If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So it doesn't be in the C tier. Now, sleep is pretty important. I'm not gonna lie. Does everyone get the recommended amount of sleep? Absolutely not, especially not during school, not during college, not during early work hours. So it's something that everyone says they need to do, but no one really does. So let's be honest to ourselves. Why just lie to ourselves? Sleep is pretty important. I mean, scientifically, the research says for brain performance, for your health, for your looks, sleep is pretty important. Now, the real question is, should we put it in A tier or B tier? And I'm just gonna be frank with you. I think sleep is just gonna be a B tier thing. I mean, it's touted as something essential or life changing, but in reality, I mean, who cares? You're just gonna be on caffeine throughout the day, so who really cares about that? I mean, get at least 7 hours of sleep. Some people need more, some people need less. It's just gonna be the B tier, honestly. Now, next up is sobriety. And honestly, I can't tell you much about this because I don't drink. I don't like being around drunk people. I don't like seeing people hungover and feeling like shit. So, being sober is actually a pretty good thing because let's think of it. You're just drinking poison essentially and just destroying your body for the next day. So, sobriety is just gonna go into the A tier. here's the thing. I mean, if you're an avid drinker, if you drink once a week, once a month, I mean, not too much of a problem in that. But if you're really serious about your life, sobriety is something you should consider. Now, style is coming in at the next spot. And style is something that is very important for me. Like, even in the gym. I mean, I see a lot of guys, they think, oh, style is just something you do outside or at school. But honestly, if you're a really stylish person and you really have that mindset, then style should be your priority in every aspect. You look good in the gym, you look good at home, you look good everywhere, honestly. So style is actually just gonna go straight into the S tier because it's just a way of life, essentially. I mean, you could be the ugliest guy ever, but if you have good style, people are still gonna be like, shit, damn, this guy looks good. Here's the thing. Next up is supplements. Now, supplements, if you didn't know, I take vitamins, I take omega 3s, creatine, and protein powder. Now, do I think you should take all of these? No. However, they can be helpful for reaching your micros, your micronutrients, because they're essential for your health. I mean, it's on a very small level, a micro level, so you don't really notice it. So, supplements, I guess they can help you, but I haven't really seen a huge difference. So, I'm just gonna put this into the C tier. Actually, I'm just gonna put it in the D tier. Because if you have a good diet, let's face it, you have a good diet, you eat well, you sleep well, you don't really need supplements, to be honest. I mean, omega 3s, just eat more fish. Multivitamins, eat a fuck ton of fruit and vegetables, and that's that. Okay. Alright, moving on to tanning. Now, tanning, I live in a pretty cold climate. It's pretty cold for like 9 months of the year. So tanning is not really an option. I mean, sure, I get brown for a couple months, but then it just fades, sadly. So tanning, if you live in a warm climate, I would highly recommend it. But just make sure to wear sunscreen because it can destroy your face and make you look like a wrinkled bag in the future. So tanning is just gonna go into the B tier because it's a nice touch, actually, I won't lie. If you are a tan person, you will stand out. It's just a matter of fact. And especially if you have like brown complexion or olive complexion like I have. So it's a pretty good tool, actually. And if you live in wintry climates, you can always do a fake tan, a spray tan. But honestly, who really wants to do that? But never use a tanning bed. That is the dumbest thing you can do. Trust me on this. And moving on to tattoos, I think this is pretty retarded. I think you should just ditch tattoos. Like, who cares? It's something permanent. Yes, you can remove it, but it takes laser, it takes a lot of effort. So tattoos, I mean, I see the appeal for some guys, but honestly, who cares? It's not essential to a glow up, man. So we only have 3 left now, and it's a pretty important one on the next list. And this is teeth. Because let's face it, I mean, if you have nice white teeth, you look better in photos, you look better on camera, you smell better, you get treated better. I mean, that's just the sad reality of it. And if you have rotting teeth, you will miss out on a lot of the benefits. So honestly, you don't need to go too crazy. You don't need to whiten your teeth and make them look as white as possible because, I mean, let's face it looks just a bit unnatural and like unnerving. So teeth, I'm actually just gonna put into the B tier. Like, similar to tanning, it's a good thing, but it's not a game changer. I mean, sure, you have nice teeth, but yeah. B tier. Now, testosterone. You've probably gone through puberty if you're watching this video, but a lot of guys, they can boost their testosterone in so many ways. For example, by being out in the sun, by working out, by sleeping, by eating well, by talking to girls. Like, the thing is, testosterone is such a crazy tool. I mean, if you look at a guy with a lot of muscles, facial hair, you will understand directly, like, oh yeah, this guy has a lot of testosterone. Versus if you look at a guy who's balding, who looks like he doesn't even work out, scrawny, a bit skinny fat as well, that guy has low testosterone. So testosterone is a very important thing, and you can boost it, like for confidence, for looks, for health. It's just essential. Now, a weight cut. This is gonna depend on where you are currently. I mean, if you're a really fat person, if you're really overweight, yeah, a weight cut can help you. But if you're already skinny, I mean, you don't want to be too lean, because you're just gonna lose muscle and look skinny fat again. So it's just a vicious cycle. So this one really just depends on where you are currently. However, for the vast majority of people, I would say that it's a bit better to actually bulk up, gain some muscle, add a bit of size on your frame, to be more menacing, to look, bigger, to be more formidable. Because let's face it, I mean, who doesn't want to look bigger? I mean, you don't hear guys saying, oh, I want to be a small guy, I want to be small, I want to look small in my shirts. No, you hear they want to fill their t-shirts, they want the t-shirt to stick to their arms. So a weight cut is just gonna go into the B tier. If you're overweight, go for it. If you're skinny, who cares, honestly? We ranked all of these from S to D tier, and I hope you enjoyed this tier list. Now, if you want to comment down below, tell me what you think of this list. Would you have done something differently? Just let me know down below. And as always, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications to never miss the next video, and make sure to follow the TikTok and Instagram. I'll link them all below. That's all for me. Peace out.